What's up, guys? We are back another episode of Chef's Kiss. I got owner and operator of BetOpenly, Gino Donati. What's up, Gino?
What's up, my dude? How the hell have you been?
It's been a minute, man, since I've got to see you, talk to you, hang out with you for a bit. Everything's been going good. Just in that just Jersey life, dad life, and you're doing that Florida life, baby life, right?
I've never asked you, how many beers would it take for you to date me?
Bro, not that many. You are one of the more handsome fellows that I know. And
Appreciate you.
yeah, and even if you weren't that good looking to your personality, just
Thanks,
it'd
brother.
be one of those things where it's like, she's really cool though. Like she's really cool.
She's super
Yeah.
cool. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man.
So, Gino, first things first. So, obviously, we're both new dads. I just want to touch on that real quick because obviously it's a big change. Like, what's been like the biggest adjustment for you?
Dude, the lack of sleep and lack of any dull moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I tell people, I'm 39, man. I didn't have my first kid till I was 38. My wife's younger. But do not have a child until you're ready to dedicate your life to this child because they're the center of everything and everything revolves around them.
Right. Yeah.
So
The
it's
the thing that because nobody hypes you up, right? I don't know about you, but like when I was ready to have a kid, nobody was like, "Oh man, that's so exciting! Like you're gonna love it." Blah blah. It's always doom and gloom. It's like, well, you could say goodbye to sleep. Like your life's over. That kind of shit. And it's just like, dude, nobody was like excited for me. No one told me like the exciting things and how rewarding it is. Your life changes, and you just kind of
I'm
accept
glad you
it.
said that.
You know what I mean? Like you said, like you get no sleep. Yeah, I don't get as much sleep as before, but bro, you just assimilate to it, like adapt. You adapt to it, and that's it. You know?
I, dude, I celebrate this kid like crawling 1 inch like I would graduating college. So
Yeah.
it's you like you start to see yourself in another living thing. It's crazy. I don't mean to get all emo, but aside from the sleep and the expenses and the dirty diapers, like it's a very, very unique feeling.
Yes. Yeah. It's not as bad as people have said. It's more rewarding than people can, comprehend. So yes, it is very exciting. I'm very happy for you and your wife, and you guys just celebrated
Same,
Mother's
brother.
Day, right?
Yeah, same brother, same to you.
Yeah.
Everything right back at you, dude. It was our first Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's cool, dude. I actually have more time to cap now. I don't leave the fucking house.
Yeah. Sure. Well, I mean, you didn't leave too much. I mean, you would go out and you would have and fun with the boys and stuff like that. But yeah, you have everything at your house, Gino. And that was one thing. Like when I first met Gino invited me over to his house. You got that same Italian kind of feel. You're very warm and welcoming. Food on the table, drinks, help yourself. The pool, the backyard. It was a very, very nice way to meet you, and it's
Thanks,
just
man.
very warm and welcoming. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. I try and be who I am online as who I am in person. Like I want to make as many friends in this space and save people money. I think we have one of the most unique communities online. Like sincerely, like the Gens are a very mixed batch of people.
Yeah.
Um, and unfortunately, with that also comes some negativity. But I do think the positivity outweighs the negativity.
So do you think that? So we're gonna get to bet openly and stuff, but you touched on it, the negativity and positivity in the betting space on social media, right? So I see a lot of stuff, right? You see a lot of stuff. Sometimes you choose to engage, sometimes you don't. But it's very, like you said, it's a competitive space because everybody wants to have the biggest dick, right? Everyone's like, I'm the fucking
Yeah.
best, I'm the biggest, whatever. So there's definitely a part to that, and then there's like some of like you mentioned, like the negatives of people just like tearing each other down and just like
They're
being just like
monsters.
nasty. Yeah, so you do see that kind of stuff too. But you believe that there's more positive in that space than the negative.
What I would say is the negative rodents are more vocal, but like for instance, I don't know the number, but let's just say I have 20,000 people that follow me on TikTok. Yeah, more negative trolls exist than positive, people that, pipe you up. But of those 20,000, I've maybe met 100 trolls. So they're just sadly, they're miserable souls and they're more vocal. But like I've met way more quality people via email, podcasts like this, DMs, than I have the pieces of shit. The pieces of shit are just the loudest ones in the room.
Right. Yeah. And what they don't realize too, Gino, is like the more that you are typing comments and in my algorithm, you are just engaging, which in turn helps me out. So if you really didn't want to help me, you would just shut up and scroll as fast as you could.
100%. I'm glad you said that, because ironically, I try and mess with them just enough that they hang around.
Sure,
I don't try and like kill them. I try and like keep them alive but injured.
Yeah.
Because, dude, they watch videos like 7 times through to critique one mistake. Then they comment and they'll fight you with 100 comments back. And the algo thinks you have a super fan.
Right. Yeah. There's a guy on TikTok who does things on purpose. He will mispronounce words. He will give wrong information just because he knows those people are going to watch it, comment. Did you guys see that? And and he does really well. So
genius.
Yeah, what I wanted to touch out was BetOpenly. So I don't know if you guys are listening. Gino runs. He's the owner and operator, CEO of BetOpenly. So Gino, I want you to tell everybody because I do some stuff in the gambling space. Not everybody on my pages is really into gambling, but I want you to explain what BetOpenly is and like your mission statement with your company.
Yeah. We're super simple. It's person-to-person betting, so there's no house. So we cut out the casinos, we cut out the sports books, and because we do that, we're able to remove the variance between the two lines. We're able to remove the juice, able to remove like the gap between money lines, and the winner walks with 99%. So quite simply put, we drop fees down 90 to 95%. We've been able to save people now $4.5 million. So I love anyone that hates me, especially if they're a degen, because are they cock jockeying for a sports book that doesn't even know they exist? It's funny to me. But yeah, we're doing super well. It's been an amazing year of growth. And the reality is we're just getting started. So peer-to-peer, make your own lines and odds, cut out the house, cut out the sports books. Winner gets 99%. If I had to say it in one sentence, winners win 8% more on a bet, and a loser will lose 10% less because they don't pay that vig up front.
Mm-hmm.
So every loss you make, imagine if you lost 10% less.
Right. So Gino's saving people money, guys. If you're interested in gambling, please, you can just visit betopenly.com. Very simple. Gino, you are operating in the same states that are have legal sports betting as well, correct?
Yeah, we're in 45 of 50 states. So I'll keep it super simple. The only states I can't have you in is Colorado, which we go live in July, Idaho, Hawaii, Nevada, New Jersey.
Perfect. Now, Gino, you mentioned, because you saved people over $1 million not very long ago, and now you are at over $4 million. So that growth from 0 to 1, and people always say that the jump from 0 to 1, and I believe that too, is the hardest. When you start from nothing, whether you're trying to build something, whether you're trying to accomplish something, that, from 0 to 1 is the hardest. They would say your first million is the hardest, right? And then, from there on, it's a lot easier. So what do you attribute that growth to? Because it happened so fast. From 0 to 1 took a little bit of time, and now from 1 to 4, you guys are booming.
Yeah, honestly, dude, like we just started doing more content. Like before, I would like think a lot before I made a video. I'd make like a video every other week because I wanted it to be like my hair done nice and the lighting and make my house look rich and shit like that. And then I just started banging out a video a day. And I hate to sound so simple, but when I started on Instagram, we had like 500 users, and Instagram got us up to like 1,000. So I thought it was super successful. And then someone said, hey, you should check out TikTok. And I went over to TikTok. Now I did them simultaneously, so it doesn't all go to TikTok. But then once I did a video a day on Instagram and TikTok, it went from 1,000 to 17,000 users is where we're at now.
Mm-hmm. 17,000 users to date. Yeah.
Yeah. To your point, it took me 2 years to get to 1,000, and the last 2, it's gone from 1 to 17,000.
So very quickly, right?
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Well, congratulations. That's I mean,
Thanks,
that's
brother.
exciting news. I also want to know, what do you have coming down the pipe this summer? Any new innovations, or kind of, because the biggest thing, I guess, the biggest critique with Bet Openly is, I mean, you don't have an app yet. It would just be, operable on a website, and then obviously like some kind of like player props, more nuance kind of bets. And I know that the player props were added as well. So just tell me, what do you got coming
Yeah, I
maybe
love
this
this.
summer that you're excited about?
Yeah, man. Like, honestly, we could build an app in a week. The reason we don't is Apple's too greedy. I would have to raise my fees. I want to
Okay,
keep fees at bare minimum. Apple's processing they're just criminal. So, I don't want to.
gotcha.
That's number one. But two, we are web based. And I tell people you can literally on your iPhone click save to home screen and it makes an app on your own phone. So it's just different. The App Store, they like run it like an economy where they charge more to process everything. So,
Mhm.
secondly, man, you set this up nicely. Thank you for that. We do a bunch of stuff that no one has to care about, but our NFTs are going live at the end of this month in 2 weeks. That's just a cash rewards program. So if people that own Poly Parlay, they get 10% back on all fees paid to parlays every month, put back in their account. So we are building an NFT rewards program. People can bet in NFTs, and then lastly, they'll win free bets. So just think of a digital rewards program for gamblers, not for
Sure.
everyone, not a big deal. Second to that, I think the actual bigger release that I'm excited for will be June 1st, which is around the corner. We're rolling out instant, so it's going to say instant with like a lightning bolt, and player prop parlays, three to four and five teamers will instantly fill. No need for peer to peer. No need to wait for the bet to fill. You click it, you make it, it fills automatically. So um, I didn't want to do this, but I really do listen to our customers. The reality was they're like, Gino, we love you. You saved me so much money on straight bets. But then I'm running off to the parlay apps
Mhm.
and losing money there. Can you just build it? So we fought and fought and fought, and I'll just sum it up in one sentence. It took me like 3 months to get us to in Colorado to be allowed. That will be this July. And then last month, we found out if we're only doing player prop parlays DFS style, which we're going to do, um, we have the right to house three, four, and five teamers in 25 of 50 states. So it'll be pretty awesome to see people saving money on straight bets and then also getting their degen fix on player prop daily fantasy parlays.
Beautiful. And you're using that NFTs as like a rewards program, kind of like how current sportsbook have it now, free plays, or, yeah, a booster, things like that. That's essentially what your NFTs are going to be, right?
Nailed
Or
it.
what they
Yep.
are. Yeah.
Cash back on the reward, like the juice they paid. It's 10% per. So like a poly parlay gets you 10% less juice. A sunny spreads gets you 10% less juice on spreads. So you can stack these up and literally make it so you're reducing the money I make by up to 50%. And then it also gets you free bets. And you can also bet NFTs. It's this wild space, dude. I didn't realize how much people are fucking diehard for this space, but there's people with like five, 10, $20,000 NFTs that want to put them up on bets. So I'm gonna let them.
Mhm. And how do you acquire these NFTs, Gino? How would I get like a poly parlay, or,
Yeah.
where do
So we're fortunate that they sold out, but they sold out on the pre-sale. So after that, people will be betting them on the platform, or they'll be
okay.
sold on the secondary market. They're sold on like OpenSea. Uh, there's basically like a number Magic Eden. There's like these sites that are dedicated to secondaries. It's like a what's that? We used to get like shoes and stuff, not eBay,
eBay. Okay, right, yeah.
like an eBay for NFTs.
Yeah, or a Ticketmaster for concert tickets, right?
Exactly, and then people can buy them there, or you'll be able to take bets that the NFTs on one side and the money's on the other. So we'll say like $50 on the Milwaukee Brewers tonight, and you win this NFT instead of winning $50. So it's going to be a currency on our exchange.
Mm-hmm. Okay, beautiful. I wanted to ask you about this. I don't know if you had any input on it, but Fanatics, they just acquired PointsBet. PointsBet is an Australian sports book. What was it, $150 million.
Big deal.
So they're talking about this program. They're going to have operators can't match how much they're going to be, putting back into the market, and I'm sure like merchandise and memorabilia is going to be tagged along with that as well. But Is this a big deal now? And how
I
much
think
of
so.
the revenue are they going to be able to get, or the market in a space where like FanDuel's and the DraftKings kind of own a lot of it?
This is a big deal because of all the ones that are coming to market, this is the least like startup. They have a successful model. They have an insane database of emails of sports fans. So this one's unique just because of that. They
Yeah, I
have
think
a
they said over
database
90 million.
like
Yeah.
no one else. Um, that said, there is some nuances to gambling that they're going to have to learn, but I'm sure with the money they have, they're going to hire the right people that have done this before. The real question is, like, my wife will buy me gear on Fanatics, and people that buy gear on Fanatics just never want to gamble. But it's becoming so mainstream that they might prove that wrong. That if they're sent the right piece of material, the right promo, that they actually will bet on stuff. So it's a super big deal. It's great for the space. Their database is insane. I do wonder what they'll do unique that will let them grab people, because like to me it's no different than if like Ticketmaster became a house. Sure, they know I like the Niners and you like the Eagles, but am I going to bet with them just because I get my hats and T-shirts from there? That's to be determined. I'm not sure, but I know that they have meaningful data to target people. I just don't know if their database of 90 million is degens.
Sure. Yeah, there'd be more memorabilia collectors, sports fans in general. But the way that I saw it, I guess, like you said, you're going to go buy your 49ers jacket there, and you got a nice 49ers jacket. Hey, we saw that you bought this jacket. You also get a $25 free play to any three-leg parlay this weekend with the 49ers, blah, 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 and kind of incentivizing or
Their
enticing
database,
those
yeah,
new customers.
their database is second to none. So I'm super interested to see how they roll it out. For me, to me, it's going to be the differentiators. So, like I always tell people this because I'm very vocal about this. We don't give away sign up bonuses or anything like that. Our rewards is 90%, 95% less fees forever. These people are going to give away a bunch of shit. Like they're going to give away like I don't maybe gear if you bet enough. Maybe you'll win gear instead of like that's kind of cool. You lose your parlay, but you win a jersey. Um, they're going to try a bunch of shit. So I'm excited to see what they do. And all you fans out there listening, if you are a gambler, like take advantage of everyone. They're in a race to the bottom for fees, signups, everything. So I'm super curious, brother. I the only thing I could think of is that they're going to do something very much like daily fantasy stuff where they know your team and they're going to offer you unique stuff to your teams and players that
Okay.
other people might not know. And that'll be like their unique or like contests that are season long, stuff like that. I don't know. But I mean, 90 million database is enough for anyone to make a run at a very substantial business.
Beautiful. Yeah, obviously, there's so many sports books out there now, and they give you certain kind of sign up bonuses. So yeah, I guess it'll be interesting coming from the merchandise side of a company. So,
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Gino, I know you're a big basketball guy. Now, I want to know this just happened, right? So, 2 months ago, Ja Morant got suspended, right? $194 million contract. This guy was on his buddy's Instagram waving guns again. Gino, what's going on, dude? What is this with this kid? It's because my thing is it's your circle, right? You are a product of your environment 90% of the time, right? Most of the time you're a product of your environment. So the mistakes that you keep making, the things you keep doing are the people in the circle that you have around you that aren't strong enough to say, hey, this is bad, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, we can't be doing this. So that's
Let me
my
give
take.
you, let me give you my grandpa's old. He's a no. He moved here from Italy. Let me give you his quote to me when I was a kid, because I wasn't jaw when it comes to talent, especially, but I kind of wanted to be a gangster. Like I thought it was cool to fight and shit like that.
Sure,
My
that's a part of
grandpa,
growing up, right?
yeah,
Yeah, being a young teenager, young 20s, being tough and
like you
big,
want a good
strong.
man.
Yeah, until you realize you get older, and then you're like, you know what's cool? Like success. That's
I
cool.
It's a lot cooler. So
Yeah.
my grandpa used to say, be careful hanging out with people that have nothing to lose because the majority of them become losers. So he seems like he's hanging out with people that don't have a lot to lose. I can tell you for sure they don't have as much to lose as him. So that alone is a problem. Why is he not hanging out with any of his teammates? That's a second problem. Is he a leader or is he just a talent? So it depends how, when I break this down, I don't want to go off on too big of a rant. I want people to leave with multiple perspectives. One, I see it like you said. He's hanging out in the wrong crowd. That's not going to end well. Two, he's not hanging out with his teammates, probably not seen as a leader on that team, more as just a freak show talent on the team. That's problematic. That devalues him a lot. Third, bro, like guns and all of that, like the life you're looking for, you're worth too much, man. Do you really want to lose it all overnight? I'm talking about your life now, not even the money. And then let's get into the legal side. The NBA is your employer. I try and not get political, but like people where I was working back in the day, like wanted to force vaccines on people. And I'm like, I'm not a scientist or doctor, so I don't go down that route. But I just did say to people, hey, if they're paying your salary, they can require things. Now I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying it kind of makes sense.
Right.
The NBA can tell people they can't ride motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can tell people they can't wave guns. So from a business perspective, this is the dumbest shit. He literally has the rest of his life to do whatever he wants if he just earns the fucking $200 million for 5 years and then wave all the guns. Right. Buy a club. Make yourself the head thug of the club. To me, it's just stupidity. I don't actually think he's a bad kid, and I don't think it's as much of a big deal as others do. And the last thing I'll say, going back to our parent piece, these kids are looked up to. I am unfortunately super boring that I do think the NBA is right to face it head on, because he probably will cause more harm to others that look up to him in their low teen years, 12, 13, 14-year-olds, because that's their idol. And if he can do it, they can do it. So I'm sounding like a dad, but I mean it. I'm more worried about the negativity of the people that he has a lot of influence over than I am over him.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, he's 23 years old. I looked up his age. He's 23, going to be, 24 soon. So you think about the things you did at 23, and I think about what I was doing at 23, and I was just, a broke kid in college or coming out of college, and, you imagine you have a $200 million contract, those kind of things. But yeah, like you said, the same kind of saying you got from your grandpa, I got one from my father, is you run with dogs, you're going to get fleas. So those kind of things are, you have to be careful who you put yourself around. And it's just sad, dude. Like he didn't even escape that life. You know what I mean? Like he is from the burbs. He has a good family. He didn't even escape that life. So it's like,
I know. He wants it.
He wants that life, which is like even more sad. You've achieved the highest goal. You're playing in the NBA, but you still want to have that. And I don't know if it's like a culture thing or like being young and, like you said, like trying to be cool. But yeah, it's
a culture thing. It's a youth and a culture thing. It can be fixed. He's not doomed. This was really quick after he got his hand slapped and suspended. It's going to cost him a lot more money. Like I guess I'm just so old and boring. I'm like, dude, just play the game for 4 or 5 years and then do whatever you want.
Sure.
It's so dumb. Why do you need this right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you think about that too. Go ahead and do whatever you want, but then you think of all those stories of all those broke athletes, right? That spend all their money too. So yeah, man. First thing, if you're gonna get some money, get some be financially educated and know how to take care of that. And I don't know. It just like you said, it happened so fast after his first mishap, swinging it around at a club. So
it shows that he lied when he came on camera and said he learned his lesson and everything. So now his second time, they're not going to believe him. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Right. So we're going to go from that. And then on the same day, the 76ers lost, right? So the 76ers, the same day, Joel Embiid, he shows no heart in a Game 7. And then he throws his teammates under the bus. That same day, we got Bryce Harper charging the mound during a random regular season game with the Rockies. Did you get a chance to see this?
I did. So we'll talk about Bryce first. He's always been a hothead.
Yeah.
So didn't he insult like the whole organization? Like and tell them
Yeah.
like the whole
You're a fucking loser organization. Yeah.
It's one of those ones where I think he's like Draymond Green to me. I love Draymond because he's a warrior.
Yep.
Bryce isn't a giant, so I don't like him. I don't. I know he has talent. Obviously, the kid can hit jacks. Stupid talent like Ja. I don't like him. I haven't liked him. But I wouldn't be mad if the team he's on's fans, Philly fans, like him and say he fires him up and if he's a good teammate. So I do think he's kind of a crybaby a little bit. If I had to like put in categories.
Sure.
But like I do think the Embiid, if I'm putting this all together, I do think what Dre has done, in games is a little worse. Baseball has like that area where you're allowed to there's no technical fouls. You can get kicked out of a game, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Or Dre would like cost us points. And I do think people aren't going to like that Embiid said it. And the full context of that quote wasn't as bad. It still wasn't good because the truth came out as he kept rambling on. But I think we saw he's not the MVP. That's what I think we saw.
And this was I think this was the first year that the MVP hasn't gone to the conference finals. I think I saw a stat. This is the first year ever the MVP hasn't gone to the conference finals. Is that true?
I had no idea.
I think I saw a stat. I'll have to confirm that. But
it sounds pretty. Think about like Steph's MVPs, LeBron's MVPs. They all went to the conference finals.
Yeah, his quote
that makes sense.
That you mentioned. I can't win alone. Me and James can't win alone. Tyrese Maxey, 17 points. Tobias Harris, 19 points. He's got 15 points and 8 rebounds from the MVP in a Game 7. So Maxey had more points. Harris had more points. Harden had 9 points. In a Game 7 where it mattered most,
he got shut down.
You don't show up, and then you throw your teammates. I know you said it's not the complete quote, but that snippet just doesn't sound good.
It doesn't. And I think you're seeing, so he thought he was missing pieces, and then he got Harden. That should be enough to compete. Tobias Harris is good too. They had pieces there. I don't even know what's going on with Ben Simmons. But like technically, you're not alone there, buddy. Not at all. So I think it's just a cop-out. And I don't know, man. He's injured a lot. He's a big boy. He's obviously crazy talented. But now the question becomes, will he ever get a ring?
So what do you think? What do you think the fix is here? I want to know the fix for the 76ers, and then give me your little, about the Warriors and how you felt about that.
Yeah.
What you're going to do by that, because
the 76ers are in trouble if they don't draft super well. They gave away a lot of talent to bring in people that aren't going to get it done. The one caveat is if Ben Simmons can come back and he's still there, right? Or did he go to Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, he went to the Nets.
Oh, I messed that up.
Yeah.
Sorry. So when they got rid of and got in, that had to be enough. So I'm forgetting time. The Harden wasn't what they needed. They needed a two-way player that could play defense. And now you're right. I feel like an idiot. But yes, Ben Simmons going over there also didn't work. So these teams people are catching up to them and getting better. The Pelicans, stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Like Boston's a complete team.
Yeah.
If I'm in the East, these guys gave up a lot to get where the other teams to get where they are. They have to be looking at the shadow of the Heat and the Celtics. So it's going to take a miracle, right?
Yeah.
It's going to take them drafting well.
It didn't feel like, because I don't watch basketball during the regular season, but I'll watch during the playoffs, and especially the 76ers. But it didn't feel like the 76ers were a threat. Even though they beat them twice in Boston, those games they got blown out kind of just showed like, hey, we are not the same. Like, we can run the floor. Like, they came out in that second half. The 76ers didn't score for 6 minutes.
Oh,
6
I know,
minutes
yeah.
didn't have a bucket. They got outscored 33-10. I'm just like, what is going on? It was close at the half, and then they just turned it on. And the 76ers are taking bad shots. Nobody's getting under the net. They're all around the perimeter. And I was talking to my father-in-law, and he was talking about Doc Rivers and how Doc is just a shitty coach as well, and he's not running the team the way it's supposed to operate. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's a player's coach. Embiid, of course, has the talent. They need a third piece, though. Tobias Harris should have been that piece. He can score. They're in trouble, man. I don't think they're going to be better next year. I think they're going to get worse now, slowly. And then piggybacking over to my Warriors, feels like the end of a dynasty. I hate when I'm right when it comes to my team because I like being wrong and I'm hypercritical. Last year, after we won it all, I felt like that was icing on the cake. We didn't expect that one, and it came. And I told all my homies that we needed to trade Clay and trade Poole. Poole's not going to be Steph, and his stock was really high then.
The value of him, right? Yeah, get rid of him now.
We got a big man. We needed a big man. And if we did that, I think we'd be in the finals right now, Western Conference. So now you can't trade Poole. You paid him. And Clay lost us 3 of those 4 losses were on Clay's shoulders. His shooting was that bad. We got rid of, we didn't even give some of our young drafted players a chance. We traded some talent away. So we drafted a big man and we got rid of him. So he's skinny, but so I'll end it with there might be a little decline with the Warriors, or Steph is still nasty. We might go with LeBron Lakers and just give up draft picks for the next 5 years to make 2 more year run at it. And then know that we go back into the dark ages for 5 years.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah, because you still have Steph and the kid's nasty.
Right. And you can build around him still, right?
And I think Dre wants to stay. Dre's a beast, dude. I know people don't like him, but it will be, do we choose to slow play it? We might be quiet for a few years. Or do we go scorched earth and try and get Steph 1 or 2 more rings? It'll be interesting.
I guess we'll see. Gino, what are the predictions for the rest of these playoffs here? Who do you got winning? Who's going to the finals? Give me your prediction.
People keep hating on Miami. Boston's minus 500 in the series, so I can't say Miami. But this Miami team's not pushovers. And I'm more unimpressed with Boston than I am 76ers. The fact that this clanky 76ers team came out without Embiid game 1, he played good for him. He still puts up monster numbers. He does it with a lot of shots though. So I think Miami takes Boston far in the series. I unfortunately think Boston has the edge. I do like Miami plus 1.5 in that series. You can get some pretty good lines and odds on plus 1.5 and 2.5, believe it or not, in the series. And then I think the MVP beats the Lakers. My Warriors were tired. They gave away a lot of games. They should have won in Lakers. Lakers had a lot of people step up. A lot of things go their way and a very, very large foul differential. They won't have that. Joker is a monster. AD is a big man, but he's not as dominant as Joker. I think Joker's going to be a huge problem for them. And AD is not going to be as effective on offense. So super boring. But I do think Miami has a chance. It's just very hard to bet something plus 500. But I think Denver's going to be the NBA Finals champion.
You think, and you think those series go deep?
Yeah, one of the bets I made today in Disciplined at Jen's, I got plus 250 that the Denver LA series is 6 games.
Okay.
So I like that one. I also did an exact bet. If you guys like the Gen shit, I did just 1 unit wins 5.5 units. That the series ends exactly Denver 4, Lakers 2. So I do think it ends in 6, and then I'm covering my my 5.5 to 1 if it's the Lakers that win in 6.
And
The reason 6 pays so well is Game 6 would be at the Lakers.
okay, and you're putting those on Bet Openly?
Yeah, we do a bunch of stuff. I also use books too. So yeah, anyone just know like who I am. I used to be a bookie. I'm a degen. I've been gambling daily since I was 13. Peer to peer is great for straight bets, team total. All like the popular bets. You'll save money on us. Go check our site out. You'll see crazy amount of action every day. The nuanced futures and stuff, even though I added them for the NBA Finals, some of them are better for a sports book. So, I would argue, if I'm allowed to say this, a bookie's better for futures because you're on credit. Tying
Sure.
up that much money for a 1-2 unit return 9 months later, it's not even worth it. But that's another topic altogether.
Absolutely. All right, Gino. Let everybody know where people can find you. Your TikTok, anything you got going on, your other shows. I know you got podcasts. You have groups people can join. Let everybody know.
Yeah. I would say my number 1 and 2 are Twitter. I'm Gino _ BetOpenly. So GINO _ BetOpenly. And TikTok, I'm just BET openly. OPENLY. I have an Instagram. It's literally just my Twitter and my TikTok like funnel to my Instagram. I got to get better about going on there. But yeah, like check me out on there. I put out content every day and people ask me questions about everything. Like I cap games and I give out sharp plays and all of that. So you can ask me anything ever.
And you also have a group. Did you touch on Discipline to Gens?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I mentioned it. That's where I give out my plays. So Discipline to Gens is a free Discord. So anyone can join our Discord. We got like at least a dozen cappers in there giving out free plays. And then there's also a paid side. $45 a month gets you my full card, my algo plays every day. I partner with a guy, Trevor, who's a fantasy DFS prop guru. He gives out his full card every day. And then we're like a jester of multiple talents. So our best community is actually Facebook. Their groups are superior. Discord's pretty noisy. Discord's great if you just want free plays, super quick, or paid plays right to your phone and then to run away. The Facebook community is up to about 500 people, and I probably have the best 25 cappers I personally know handling every sport. So I got guys like lads over in Europe that handle English Premier League champions. I got hockey stick guys. I got everyone. We got everything. And it's not for everyone too. I only tell people do this if you're serious about betting. If you're betting every day, because I'll go in there on days I don't have time to cap, and I can grab quality plays in under 5 minutes.
Sure. So guys, if you are interested in either learning about sports betting, looking for plays, things like that, please check out Gino. Bet Openly is the site that you can bet on. Check out all of his Discords, his Facebook Discipline to Gens. Gino, thanks for joining me, my man.
I appreciate you, brother. Always good to see your face. Congrats on being a father, and stay in touch, please.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time. Thank you, Gino.
Later, brother.